Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Stone's Whisper. I think I saw that it's session 31 today, which is
That is my estimation, yep.
crazy. Yeah, nuts. Oh, I should. Why am I hearing an echo?
Probably because of the stream, hopefully.
No, I have it turned off.
Oh.
Oh, I think it's gone now.
Oh,
I don't
that
know
might have
what
been
was
coming through
happening
my
there.
microphone, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so here we are, session 31. We are without Shauna this week, so we are going to do the auction house side because the party very wisely split in half,
Yeah.
which you guys like to do to me so much in this campaign. And so we're going to do the auction half this week, and then next week we're going to do the sneaking into the break and enter portion with Eva and Cora, and we will have Chang playing another character in that session. And in this session, Nick, who normally plays Eva, is going to be playing Thalia, the newspaper.
Nope. Nope.
No,
Not the newspaper.
not that one.
We'll
Sorry,
find we'll find her
not
we'll
the
find her when
newspaper
she
one.
gets there. We'll find her when she gets there.
Yes, we're going to be playing Thalia. You have a token and
Yep.
everything, right? I didn't even set that up. Okay, yes.
Okay. So
And so that is what we're doing today. Yes. Nick,
mm.
do you want to give us a recap, please?
Okay, go through Shauna's copious notes here, try and make a potted summary of it. So last week, session 30, we were unfortunately without Chris, so the part of Hal was played by Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. We circled back to the Gazette to check in on Thalia. She's still there and she's still fine. Wanted to make sure, obviously, it wasn't a ploy to get us away from her. We discussed the auction items with her briefly. Back in the market, Hal and Turnip were still enjoying themselves. Hal used his channel divinity and clocked some invisible fiends flying in the air. So he threw his shoe, and one hit knocked it out of the air, and had a very funny, indignant "a shoe? Who throws a shoe?" Before Hal killed it. We then went and had some lunch and a rest before going to the auction house to investigate all of the items. I am not going to go through everything we got through them, but we got some ideas of what we want to try and auction for. There was obviously the pole of angling that Turnip was very excited for. There was a lockbox that's come all the way from Eberron that seems extremely well crafted. Like it would take Eva some work to get into. There was a mystery box from the Candlekeep Library. There was a very sketchy looking blood quill that can write magically sealing contracts. There was some extremely concerning shackles that can teleport whoever's attached to them to a secure location within 100 miles. And there was a noble's ledger that it's like a death note, except that it's for other people's secrets. We then took our leave and scouted out the Gravaki estate on the way home. It's a real kind of upmarket estate. There's security patrol. There's a guardhouse. We clocked signs of arcane protection, but we have some plans. We then headed home. Eva asked Tilda for some information on Gravaki. He's a wizard. He's from Thay himself, some kind of wizard. Hint, hint. Her master and him didn't have the best kind of relationship. Their goals don't always align, which could be useful. We also found out that the devils and demons aren't particularly happy about working together. It's not changed anything that's happening in Avernus, but they've instructed to play nice while they're here. We found out a bit of information about what the other side think about us. Again, in the notes, I'm not going to go deep into it. Evening rolls around and we split up. Eva disguised herself thanks to Turnip lending her back the Hat of Disguise. And Hal and Turnip went to the auction. Guests of note include Lady Verelda Tarm, Skill Ratcoin Darren, Revan Talagras, Grent Plumbrook, Nina Scordell, Maelstrom Rowe, Father Malcolm, Thessa Velthorn, Serica the Crosswinds, Crun No Fingers, Brawl, Zilla the Candlekeep, and Thalis herself. Gravaki notably was not there, much to our concern. It's believed he's potentially using sending stones to like remote bid. Turnip was again seated next to Relda Tarm, and the two began chatting and flirting immediately, much to Turnip's evident pain, which was hell of amusing. And at the end of the thing, the ladies arrived at the mansion, both in disguise. Eva magically Cora via disguise kit. Cora made them both invisible, and they infiltrated the site. And then that's where we ended.
Awesome. Thank you. Good recap, and thank you, Shauna, for the notes, even though you're not
Yeah.
here.
And I will try and take notes for this session to contribute.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. So here we are at Halfling Luck. And where we ended off, we had, if you recall, this middle section here is now full of chairs and sort of lined up in front of the stage, which is set up over here. The items are coming through the door here, out up to the stage, and that is where they are sort of shown for the auction portion. Over here at this, what would have been a dealer's table previously, this is where, or a bar perhaps, I think it's a dealer's table. There would have been, this is where the people with the sending stones are. There are currently 4 people speaking into sending stones, bidding on behalf of anonymous bidders. And you know who 2 of those bidders are. One is a pirate who wouldn't be terribly welcome in Baldur's Gate. And the other one is the man that you guys are the most interested in, and that would be the one whose house Eva and Cora are currently trying to break into, hoping that he is here, but in fact he's not. He's bidding over the telestone. Haha, gotcha. And sitting in the line of chairs, you've got Turnip is sitting there with Hal has come with him, and he has been speaking with one of the ladies. I've lost my list of NPCs. Where did it go? Auction NPCs. There we go. Lady
Varelda.
Varela Tarn.
Yep.
And I will remind you guys there is a handout for you. One here that is the auction lots, and one here that are the NPCs, just in case you need to have names up and auction lots up. And that sheet is edible to you if you want to make any notes on people as we're going. Yeah, so Alfonso is sitting next to Lady Tarm. She's been flirting with him, and he's been getting a little bit of information out of her. He found out, first of all, that what are you guys calling him? Slovaki is on the telestone and is not in fact in attendance, and a little bits and pieces about some of the people in the chambers with you. When we
Little
had left
point of
off, there
order there,
was
sorry. Little point of
yeah.
order there, sorry. Turnip is Aloysius.
Oh,
Hal
I did I
is
call him
Al.
Alfonso again?
Yeah.
Aloysius.
Hal
Damn it,
is Alphonse or Alfonso or whatever.
Alfonso. The 2 L's.
Hmm.
Thank you. Yes. So, Aloysius, pardon me. Uh, oh, brain stopped. Where we, yeah, so we picked up with 5 minutes left before the auction was about to start. So I guess, first of all, is there anything that Hal or Turnip wants to do before the auction sort of kicks off?
Hal's probably wondering to himself why we decided to send all the looks to one place and all the brains to another. Uh, but no, I am personally just trying to catch up on what is going on. So Hal's probably just taking everything in, looking at people, inspecting the area.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. There's just a lot of NPCs around right now. Um, you'll catch up in no time. Basically, auction. You don't know what is going to be bid on as the item that your Thayan person of interest is likely to bid on. So that's kind of part of why you're here. And the other reason would be to kind of gain some contacts with some of these people. There is a broad cross section of society here.
I guess, is there anybody that I recognize from the arenas?
That's a good question. Oh, let me pull up my names here. You would probably recognize uh, Crun No Fingers Brawl. So we talked about No Fingers a little bit last time. What is happening here? Nick, my answer to that is yes. Sorry, I'm trying
Okay,
to whisper to you and
that's
it's
right.
not letting me, and I don't know why.
That's A-okay.
Um, Nick No Fingers Brawl. Crun No Fingers Brawl. Is a half orc. They have he's lost his fingers on his right hand in a, well, you don't know how, and wears a silver prosthetic to compensate, and also has some serious scars. You've probably heard of Krun. He was pretty famous in the arena. That's how he lost his fingers, was in the arena, and hasn't been fighting so much lately. Sort of semi-retired is probably the best way I can put it. He sort of stopped really competing after the accident in which he lost his fingers. And now, do you want to give me a history check and see what else you know about him?
Sure. Probably not going to be much. History.
Actually, I'm going to give you, oh, never mind. I was going to say I'll give you advantage because you know everything about the arena.
I mean, I'll roll it with advantage. I
Sure,
don't think
yeah,
it's going
go
to
ahead.
beat a 15 for
I was
Hal.
going to say,
That's pretty
see
good.
if you get even more.
If
Oh,
you
damn.
did. Hell yeah.
Ooh. You just wasted all your good rolls.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it for the
It's going to
day.
be all terrible going forward.
Yeah, so maybe Krun was one of the ones that you had their trading card for. And uh, rumor has it that Krun, after the accident with his fingers, um, sort of lost his taste for fighting, sort of stepped out of the scene a bit, finished commitments that he had to do, and occasionally comes out of retirement. But you do get the idea that he's sort of forced into it, um, probably for the cash. And probably because it sounds like he's got a bit of an alcohol/gambling addiction these days.
Okay. And the hand, is it like cast silver or is it closer to like, on a scale of high techness, is it closer to like a warforged hand or is it a cast silver hand?
It is it the fingers can bend,
Okay.
with some magic assistance. But it's not super high tech. It's high tech, and it's probably the only thing Krun has left of any value. But it's looking a little bit old and ratty at this point.
And clothes are like mock finery or is he dressed in
Clothes,
commoner's clothes?
yeah. So again, sort of stuff that was once really good that is now looking a little bit threadbare, a little bit patched,
Okay.
and probably not terribly well patched.
Good to know.
Hard to do when you don't have fingers.
That does
Hmm.
change Hal's approach. So he's just going to keep watching for now.
Okay. Yeah. Um, anything else anyone wants to do before your 5 minutes is up? Al, anything you're Alfonso?
Aloysius.
Damn it, Aloysius. Write it down, Kirsty. Write it down.
No, not really. Not really got much. Just chit chatting.
Okay. Aloysius continues flirting with Lady Tarm. She's honestly, at the rate she's drinking, she's gonna be under her chair before the auction even starts. Speaking of which,
Mhm.
the auction starts. Oh, why is my watch buzzing? Oh, it's fine. It's telling me to stand up. The auctioneer comes back out, and as I described last week, Timon is wearing an extraordinary sequined outfit. He is just this is his stage, this is his place, and he is taking it. And he steps out and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am so pleased to announce that the auction is about to begin. Please take your seats and make sure you've got your paddle. Everyone should be registered at this point. And we're going to kick things off with auction lot number 1, the Blood Quill of Glacia." And there is a bit of a kerfuffle, and the quill is not brought out. And the auctioneer sort of says, sorry, you know what these things are like. There's always last minute technicalities. But give me 2 minutes and we'll figure out what's going on here. Pardon me, folks. Enjoy another drink on, and while we just get this glitch sorted out. And then you can hear him sort of say, "What the bloody hell is going on?" as he steps off the stage. And he goes over and he talks with another staff member over here. And they have a pretty intense conversation. And then the two of them go rushing through this door. They're not exactly running, but they're not running. You know, it's that like hasty walk where you don't want to look like you're panicking. And they head through the door and disappear. And Lady, oh my God, where's my copy of NPCs? Lady Tarm, she says to Aloysius, "Oh my goodness, I wonder what all that is about. We're not even started, and this auction is already exciting. What do you think's happened? Do you think they've lost something?"
Yeah. Oh god, this is early in the morning. I haven't fully jumped into character yet. Yeah. Well, perhaps there have may been some hijinks behind the scenes. Who knows? A great caper, perhaps.
Oh, I hope so. That would be so exciting.
What drama?
Indeed. Oh, I'm so glad I came this evening. Oh, and look, we have a newcomer. And she turns around as someone has come in through the back doors. Nick, tell us who we see.
Okay. So let me just make a very quick change on the scene. I apologize for the delay. Switchy. There we go. Go back to live scene. Switchy. There we go. Okay. So yeah. In comes a very tall, very thin human woman with long black hair, wearing a quite frankly scandalous dress. She has a quite rich man under her, like on her arm, and is very clearly leading him, even though she's probably supposed to be his arm candy. She has tattoos. She carries herself like she knows exactly where she's supposed to be, and is making a like dramatic entrance for the sheer hell of it.
Awesome.
Any visible armaments and what style of tattoos?
Her tattoos are kind of swirly and almost kind of tribal looking, although she herself shows the like city refinement. She has a crossbow over her back, but no other visible weapons. And like she's walking like she's a guest to the party that's fashionably late. She's not walking in like she's gonna rob the place.
I'm gonna bring this up. Hopefully this shows to everyone. There should be a picture on there that you can see. I actually can't see
Oh, okay.
anything on that sheet. Did that come up for you guys?
It
It
did.
did not. Oh,
Oh, I think that's because you own the sheet, maybe.
probably, yeah. Probably because I already have it open. Okay.
The only other thing is when the two, like when the blood quill didn't come out, Hal would like to scan the people in attendance to see if anybody was unsurprised by that news.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an insight check, please. Well, I'm just reloading into Roll20. I'm having some minor Roll20 isms. No, I don't want that. 13. Looking around you, everyone seems to be chattering about it. It seems like people are definitely excited about it. You don't see anyone who looks like no one looks surprised, if that makes sense, but no one looks not surprised.
Okay. I mean, that tracks for Hal observing people. He's not good at it. So.
Yeah, Thalia kind of makes her like social entrance. She like greets a few people that she clearly knows, makes some very small talk before ushering her date to a seat and looking expectantly at him until he gets her something to drink.
Excellent. As she should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. About 2 minutes after this new person arrives, there's a weird sort of buzz going around the room. People are wondering what the hell's going on with the auction. So far, most people seem to think it's just some kind of like small delay. Something's, obviously there's been a small glitch somewhere. And then there's also a lot of talk about this new woman who's just come in, this how scandalous her outfit is. Who is she? And people don't really seem to know who she is, and that's causing a bit of a buzz. And at this point, the auctioneer, Timon, comes back out and he stands on the stage and he says, "Oh, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We are just having a minor glitch here. You know how it is when you're bringing an auction to a casino. Things tend to go a little awry. So we're just going to give it another 5 minutes. So please go ahead, grab another drink, and we'll be with you in just a moment. And we do apologize for the delay. And can I get insight checks from everyone, please?
One moment, sorry, wrangling sheet.
No worries. New sheet, can't find anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Hal and Turnip, you guys feel like the auctioneer is a little bit stressed, but that's sort of understandable in this situation. They were ready to start, now something is holding them up. You don't get the vibe that it's kind of crazy. It's just, something's happened backstage kind of idea. Thalia, on the other hand, you notice just a bead of sweat kind of like dripping down the side of his face, and you realize that there's something a little bit more going on here.
Interesting. Okay. She doesn't like this is not something she's going to talk to with her date about. Like the conversation with her date is very very light and very casual. Like he is her date so she can be here, not any other
Right.
means. So she's just kind of watching him carefully and working out what's going on. Like she's new to this scene. She's aware that there's a kerfuffle, but she's not entirely sure what's happened.
Right, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, so with that, there is sort of another like, it's probably another 10 minutes before the auctioneer comes back out. And he steps back onto the stage here. And he says, ladies and gentlemen, please do forgive us a small delay, but I'm pleased to see everyone seems to have another drink and you're mingling among yourselves. Excellent. If you'll take your seats now, we are ready to get things started for the auction. And here we go with item number 1. Item number 1 is, and that's the handout I forgot to pull up, but it is a quill, and I forget what it's the quill of, but it's a naughty demon quill.
The
Come on
Blood
out
Quill.
and
What quill?
Blood Quill of Glacier.
Blood Quill of Glacia, that's it. Thank you. I've got my auction lots list out now. And there is a one of the people in the casino comes out, one of the workers. She's carrying a sort of a red velvet cushion, and on it is this black quill. It doesn't look worthy of sitting on the cushion, to be honest. I think we described it when you guys were wandering around before. There's bits of the feathers missing. It's not in fantastic shape. But based on rumors of what it can do, it certainly seems to be worth a decent amount of money. And the bidding begins.
Does
Um,
it look? Sorry, does it look
yeah.
like the same quill that we saw when we came through to tour the first time, or does it look like somebody dunked a quill in black ink?
Oh, good question. Go ahead, give me a perception check, I guess, please. Nice. Hal, to your eyes, this appears to be the same quill. It looks sort of battered in the same way. Not that you recognize, like, oh, it has a tiny piece missing here or anything like that, but it there's a big chunk missing out of the right side. There was a big chunk missing out of the right side of the one that you saw. From this distance, it does appear to be the same quill.
So if it's fake, it's a good copy. That's fine.
Yeah. And the bidding begins for the quill. There is a lot of interest in this piece, and there's bidding from the telestones as well as from the people sitting actually live. And the person who wins, the name is announced to you as Maelstrom Row. Maelstrom Row is very clearly an air genasi. He has the characteristic sort of bluey green skin, and his sort of clothes sort of almost float around him as he even just sits still. His air and his clothes sort of like, he just constantly looks like he's in a breeze. And he is the winner of the quill, and he looks quite thrilled. And Lady Tarm leans over to you, Aloysius, and says, well, isn't that interesting? I've heard that Maelstrom is in a contract with a djinn. I wonder if he's going to use that quill to try and back out or make things a little bit more advantage for himself. Interesting.
Oh, Jim who?
Oh,
Right
aren't
there.
you clever? Yes, another glass of wine, please, over here. Thank you.
Yes. Haha.
And the next item comes out for lot. This would be the alchemist tier. And when the alchemist tier comes out, so does oh, that was not as dramatic as I intended it to be because I pushed the wrong button. A giant spider. This thing is enormous. It is sort of black in color, and made of almost looks metallic. It has blades on its legs, I'm gonna copy the picture and show you in chat here. It definitely looks more like a construct. That's a shadow that's supposed to be underneath it. It
Sure.
makes the picture really hard to see. But this creature is it looks like a metal spider. It's moving and really horrifying to look upon, and it just kind of drops from the ceiling down onto the floor down here. And then people start screaming, obviously, and running. And the spider starts to move over in this direction. The auctioneer screams, people scream, chairs are falling over. What do you guys do?
Hal's probably still not sure whether this is like part of the auction thing or not. He's like, wait, is that supposed to like show off how invincible you get from the alchemist here? He's probably got like a face full of canapes too. So he's just standing there with a little plate of hors d'oeuvres, and he's like, wait, what?
What just happened? I love it. Awesome. Aloysius, what are you doing?
I mean, throughout the adventures Turnip has been on, this doesn't really phase him that much. But he's gonna look around and look to the other rich people for a direction. Help! Help!
Awesome. And what about Thalia?
Thalia like gets behind her chair. Her date like flees immediately. And it's kind of so much for chivalry. She mutters under her breath. But she watches and waits to see what other people are gonna do. Like she's unslung her crossbow just in case, but she's not made any hostile act just yet.
Okay. So the spider having appeared, and obviously people, like I said, people are running, people are screaming. Aloysius, the woman who was flirting with you, is she's like passed out, fainted on her chair. Between the alcohol and the fright, it's been too much for her. And so she's just sort of slumped over. And when the spider kind of gets to this point, it sort of stops and it like lifts up its two front legs and wafts them around in the air for a second. And anyone with any kind of magical knowledge can give me an arcana check. Arcana check.
Finally, we have someone in the party with Arcana.
Right,
That is
Thalia,
a nat 20.
it is casting some kind of locate spell. It's not quite like any you've seen before, but it's definitely a locate spell.
It's you probably like obviously I think she's probably only like a few rows back from you two, and you're like probably the only people that have actually not run and fled from your seats yet. You hear a voice go, "It's looking for something. I wonder what."
How's
And
the
then,
casino security reacting to this? Assuming we have security at this auction.
right now they're not. The creature seems to have taken everyone by surprise, and security is standing there with their jaws on the floor. First round was a surprise round. They're not up in initiative yet, is basically what's happened.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Hal's not gonna take aggressive action against something until he knows that like
Well,
he's not
security
gonna
does.
get reprimanded for it.
So the spider actually is going to go through this door and down the stairs and disappear. At which point, this is when the security is going to start running after it, screaming and yelling. It's an absolute mad panic in this room now. People are running for the doors, people are screaming. Other people are saying, well, it hasn't done anything. It just appeared. Why am I afraid of something that's just appeared? It's chaos. Let's move back to player roles. Aloysius, what about you?
I'll just get behind Hal.
Okay.
That's what I do. Cower.
When in doubt, cower. I like it. Hal, what are you doing?
I mean, I don't want to undermine security. I suspect they've probably hired some of the best in the city, so we probably shouldn't go fight the thing. But I also really want to go fight a giant metal spider. So he just looks to Aloysius, goes like, "Should I assist?"
Aloysius, do you answer him? Or are you too busy cowering?
Sorry, what's the question again?
Hal wants to know whether he should go assist security in dispatching the metal spider.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. I will slowly start making his way, following up the security.
Okay.
I'm gonna just cower behind, I don't know, the craps table.
Okay.
I think as Hal's walking out of the room, he's like, "Yeah, the spider's searching for something, searching for an ass whooping."
Thalia, anything you want to do?
Thalia watches in a little bit of surprise at the exchange. Like, I think she's got the idea that, like, can I do some kind of insight to see if she gets the idea that Turnip is playing a role here? Obviously, don't know any of these people, but the fact that a noble sent his bodyguard to help the staff here is a little bit like, huh?
Sure. Yeah, you can do an insight check.
So
Let's contrast that with Aloysius's performance.
Oh, okay, not amazing. Fair.
It seems very altruistic, but maybe he's just that kind of guy.
I do not understand you at all. They are going to get killed. Your man here is probably going to get killed. I didn't want to do this evening, but fuck it, we ball. She like starts running off. Like she takes off. Well, actually no, she doesn't. She runs after Hal. As like in the immediate, like, you're going to get killed. I'm not going to let that happen. And you hear as she like runs up to you, her shoes make a kind of louder clonking noise on the floor than you'd expect. Like they have like metal plates on the undersides of them.
Awesome. You run, and as you do, the creature comes back. It gets to about here. Oh. It makes its way back up the stairs, comes back, and you notice that it has a box tucked under one of its legs. It's carrying it. I'm going to go ahead and invite you guys to put your tokens on the map here.
What is the level of gore on the spider?
Surprisingly little, although the tips of its legs are covered in some blood. Oh, do you not have a proper token, Thalia? Oh,
You
no,
didn't
we
make
used
me a
a
proper
square
token.
one for you.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot.
And I'm assuming Hal had some entertainment already today, which would explain some of the missing hit dice and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
It's the same day as we fought the imps in the marketplace. As we fought the demons and
Okie-doke.
stuff. We've not had a long rest.
Question: How am I for spell slot? I am okay.
Are these the guards following it, or
These are the guards. I'm
Alright,
using the
okay.
berserker stat, and that's the
Right?
stat for them. Chang, you're not putting your token on?
Got it.
All right, let's roll some in it. Oh,
There's the
I
rolls I'm
will-
used
Back
to.
here.
I will be using a feature. As we like get ready to fight it, you see Thalia start like tapping a foot in kind of a rhythmic, almost like a war chant on her foot, with her foot, and it like makes the sounds like tap shoes on the floor. And it gives everyone a +3 to their initiative in this group of 3
Cool.
from Tandem Footwork. Can I post it? Yeah. Expend a bardic inspiration. Me and each ally gains a bonus to initiative equal to the number I rolled. So I will be an
Okay.
18.
So 18 for Thalia.
Yeah.
I adjusted
16,
Hal's already.
You just did Hal's already.
Yeah.
and 16 for Turnip.
16
Yeah.
for Turnip. Awesome. Okay. So my berserker here is the first one to go. Security pulls a great axe off of his back and attacks the creature. He swings at it, and it just like clangs off the metal of the spider. And he's like, you just see his face sort of like go pale, and that will end his turn. Thalia, you are up.
Oh boy. Okay. She is going to kind of move over to this way, keeping an eye on it. She pulls her crossbow down, aims it at it, and like runs her hand along the thing as like part of a dance move, and fires off a true strike through the crossbow.
Cool.
Which
Okay.
will be, where is that? True strike crossbow. Pew.
Nice. That will hit.
Okay. And it will be 9 points of radiant damage.
9 points of radiant damage. Nice. I think. Sorry, I have a lot of sheets open at the moment.
Sure.
Yeah, and the radiant damage, he will take full. Nice.
Awesome. That will do for me, however. Done.
Okay. Turnip.
Are people aren't looking at me, are they?
Yeah, I mean, no one's paying super close attention. Most people are screaming and running for their lives.
All right, wonderful. So I can be a little bit useful this fight. I will continue to cower beneath this table while I will cast this spell as quietly as I can.
Ooh. And we have a stat block already for that for you, don't we? Yes.
Yeah, I'll put it somewhere in the far end of the room. Bring it up.
Okay, sounds good. You're gonna have to wait. Ah, I have to take my dog out. I'm sorry. He's giving me the I need to go right now look.
Oh,
Alright,
So let's
over.
just take a quick pause. Sorry, guys.
All good.
sure, no problem.
It's good playing a dumb character because Hal's also just as confused about what we're doing at this auction as I am right now. I'm like, what are we here for again?
All of the things. And unfortunately,
Here to buy expensive stuff and eat canapes.
yep. I played this character for a one-shot a couple of weeks ago and had so much fun that I just like immediately became my backup.
This is the College of Swordsbard?
College of Dance.
Ah, Dots.
College of Dance Bard is amazing, and holy shit, I love it so much.
I mean, I just like every type of bard, so
I've never enjoyed playing Bard before. Never ever. This is a pure for like the first time for me with this class actually having fun.
I'll admit this is the first time I've ever played a paladin and I had a good time, so I'm enjoying it.
Awesome.
Well, how's the Call of Cthulhu game going?
Yeah, real fun. Don't want to spoil it for you, but like, you know how Kirsty's an evil genius?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, think about that, but turned up to 11 is our Call of Cthulhu game.
Oh, so that evil little girl showed back up again?
Nope, completely different story.
Oh,
But she's put in so much research to like make us to really like make us in that area, like loads of actual pictures of the place and
oh, nice.
lots of little detail, and just the story that we're playing through is um incredible. Like, highly recommend. Like, if you have the time to just like listen to something, highly recommend listening through the VODs. They're
I
on
will see
on
what I can
YouTube.
do.
They're real good. It's only about 4 episodes so far, but it's fantastic. Welcome back.
Ooh, what are you listening to?
I was just singing
You.
your praises.
Your
Oh.
Call of Cthulhu game.
Oh, the Call of Cthulhu game. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. He ate breakfast and didn't go out after breakfast. And anyway,
Oh.
whole thing. He's good now. He's now lying at my feet. So we are mid-combat,
Yep.
and it is Turnip's turn. Turnip just summoned this aberrant spirit, kind of summoned it away from himself so as not to draw attention. Do you want to give me a sleight of hand with advantage, Turnip?
Sure, give it a shot. 19. Pretty good.
Just the way you had that advantage.
Nice. Wow, that roll took forever to show up in my chat. Awesome. Yeah. So you're able to kind of like take advantage of all the screaming and the yelling and everything, that you're pretty confident no one saw you cast that.
Yep.
Is
So
there any?
the medium-sized sunfly pops out.
Oh yeah, I didn't make your token for that. Oh, I'm neglecting my duties.
Just can you not adjust the sheet like this current sheet?
I
Switch
can.
up.
Yeah, I just need to make the token for it so that it's a sunfly
Yeah.
one.
Anytime is fine then. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal. That's gonna be the end of my turn. But the aberrant spirit will go go immediately after me. So I'm just gonna deal out 2 eye rays at the spider.
Cool. Okay.
This is gonna be the beholderkin version. Right, just 11, no good.
No
Oh,
good.
no good.
Oh dear.
All right, it's 2 misses.
Okay. This guard comes running in, and he is going to attack with his great axe. Hey,
What are we even here for?
18 points of slashing damage, which unfortunately is going to be negated by the creature's armor, so it will only be taking 9. And the guy, like, he hits it and he hits it hard. And then it's sort of like it leaves like a little bit of a dent, but that's about it. And he's like, oh, holy shit, this thing's tough. Get him, boys. And the female next to him is like, I wish you'd quit being so sexist. And attacks with her great axe, and she hits for 4 points of slashing damage. And he says, can we not do this right now? And Hal, you're up.
Oh boy. Hal's gonna fight his inner urge to grab a chair and just give it the chair. Instead, he will use his bonus action to cast magic weapon at level 2.
Ooh, nice.
And then he will use his action to thwack it twice with the greatsword.
Okay, thwack away. 21 will hit the creature.
17 slashing.
Nice, and because it's magic, the creature will take all of that.
16.
16 will not
sorry.
hit.
Should be a 17. I forgot to turn on the +1 for magic weapon.
That's okay. 17 will not hit either, unfortunately.
That is fine. And that is
4
going to be
points
Hal's
from
turn.
Grace. 4 points from Grace.
Oh yeah, still gets the graze damage.
Oh, yeah, graze. Nice. It is the creature's turn. The creature finds that these guards are in its way. It would like to leave. Actually, can I have everybody roll me an Arcana check while I'm doing this?
Oh.
Turnip, you've heard of these creatures. I don't know how.
Now,
Somehow you've heard of them. You can figure it out.
I would justify it as probably tall tales sung by people who travel through the town during
Okay.
his growing up.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. So these creatures are called retrievers, and they're not the friendly golden kind. They are constructs. They are built by the drow that live deep underground, and they are used to drag souls from hell for the drow to enslave.
All right, so I definitely don't recall most of that. So I'm gonna tell everybody the abridged version I would have heard growing up, which is that they are spiders meant to retrieve things, and they live deep underground, controlled by dark beings, evil beings, apparently.
Awesome. And this creature is going to turn and stare at this guy here. And a beam comes out of its eye. He's got a dex save to make. Oh, he succeeds. And didn't roll my damage for this. 5d10. $19, so he takes 9 points of damage. And then it attacks him again with its leg and the other fellow with its leg. Both of those are going to hit. 18 on this guy and 15 on this guy. And then the creature is going to continue to move. Yes, that will provoke opportunity attacks. Yes, you may take them. My 3 berserkers are going to. Did I close the sheets? I did. Hal, would you like to make an opportunity attack as well?
I would.
Holy smokes, I can't roll badly right now.
Jeez. I'll let you roll all your damage first.
All right, so
That 17 won't hit, so.
it will not.
Still 4
6.
damage at least.
Yeah. 17 would be. And then. And 4. Okay, math is mathed. That will end the retriever's turn. And oh my goodness, I got my berserker back. He comes running after it. He's badly wounded. And he just like roars. And at this point, oh, he's not quite bloodied. Great axe. Misses. This one
Ooh.
misses as he just swings wildly. Thalia.
Okay. Thalia is going to move over this way. little concerned seeing the like ghostly aberrant shape thing, but is then going to focus back on the creature and is going to cast slow on it.
Okay.
I'd really like that to. I didn't cast. So yeah, it needs to make me a wisdom saving throw. See if I can.
Oh, sorry. It's
Awesome.
got a +5 to its wisdom.
My
So that would
save
be
DC.
16.
It succeeded. Okay. I will take that spell slot down. And that is my turn. She like tries to
Okay.
focus on it, tries to use her music to like tangle it up, and it just manages to break free of it.
Cool. All right. Turnip.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing that I can do at the moment because I have to concentrate on this one as well. Yeah, let's keep it this way. I just let my my sunfly blast away at it, or attempt
Okay.
to. Nope, nope.
Oh dear. Sunfly's having to blast around all these people that are running after this thing.
It's be +7, but that wouldn't make a difference. And nobody's hurt. No, nobody's seriously hurt at the moment. So yeah, that's it. That's me.
Okay. Guy comes running over. Attacks with his great axe. Misses. The woman leaps over the piano. Comes running in here. And she comes flying in with her great axe and she hits. And she yells, "It's a good thing that it's not only men. It looks like only the women are doing any use around here." And Hal, you're up. Prove her wrong.
Okay. Well, Hal's upset that he has to climb on top of this damn pool table. They didn't leave him any other openings, so he'll climb up on top of
There's
that.
actually chairs in that area right now, so you can just
Okay.
kick the chairs over.
Yeah, he just kind of like wades through them, not paying much attention. And 2 swings
Awesome.
with the greatsword. 11's not going to hit, but he'll take 4 damage.
Okay. That
A
graze is awesome.
21 should hit.
It sure does.
I would like to divine smite him with this attack as well.
Awesome.
Well, do 13 slashing from that, and
14.
1 free casting.
14, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, 14. And then another 6. Oh, sorry, 3.
Another 3.
That's not a fiend or undead. And I think that's it for Hal.
Okay, nice. My retriever. It's going to do another force beam. This one's going to be at Hal. Because you're doing the biggest damage here.
Jesus. Dex save. Hey, that's not something I'm good at. Hey!
Oh! So only 14 points of
14.
force damage. And then I'm going to go this guy and the one below for the for the legs. 13 and a 23. So the 13, where's his AC, will miss him. But she gets a good hit for 21 points of slashing damage. And this berserker is up. He's going to hit. Misses.
You spoke too soon.
Thalia.
Okay, she's going to step to get a clear shot, and then true strike with a crossbow.
Okay.
Yeet. That's not going to do it.
16 will not hit.
What do I have for bonus actions? One moment. She's going to. I think she's going to use her bonus action to give Hal inspiration. Like she does
Okay,
like a
cool.
little tap and a flourish, and it magically kind of surrounds Hal for a moment.
Getting that haka going over here. Nice.
Okay, and then that is me.
Okay, before Turnip goes, you guys, now that you're all close to it, I meant to say this last round and I forgot. You notice that box that I told you that the spider is holding, it's the one from Candlekeep.
Interesting.
Okay.
So it's one of the mystery auction lots. So Turnip, it is your turn now.
Okay. Which direction is the spider headed towards? Like the doors and stuff?
Towards you, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Towards me, towards the doors. All right. Oh. I really don't want people to see me again. Can I roll in? Oh, okay. I'm gonna cast another spell. Can I do a sleight of hand again?
Yeah, of course. And you have advantage again due to chaos.
15. All right. Not too bad.
Awesome.
Doesn't meet my
And I
passive
want to cast
perception,
this
I'm
one.
afraid.
Was that?
Doesn't meet my passive perception, I'm afraid.
Or you're looking at
Even
me?
your allies don't know what's going on. I love
yeah,
it.
I'm watching this side of the field. I don't know anything about you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cast that because I don't want to come in this way.
Cool.
I'm gonna plop it right. Well, right here, this area.
Yeah, sorry, I have a Spectral Guardian. I'm sure I have a Spectral Guardian thing. I can't find it. So we're going to use the first one I have, which is the Guardian of Anubis.
Just give me a 2x2. Yeah, to make it 2x2.
Yeah, I'll give you access to it so you can plop it where you want it as well. All right.
It's coming towards me. It'll stand right here.
Okay. What does your Spectral Guardian look like?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of shapeless right now because of you know what, Kirsty.
Right. Okay. That
It's
makes
kind.
sense.
It's just like this silhouetted being in holy and bathed in holy light.
Awesome. Yeah, I like that. Maybe it'll consolidate as your backstory consolidates.
Yeah.
Cool.
Moves within. This moves to a space within. Does that count
Or
right
starts its
now,
turn
or is
there.
that?
If it starts its
on
turn,
my
It'll
then
turn?
it'll start when it starts its turn there.
Gotcha. All right, it'll be right there. It's unmovable. And that's my turn, so I'll have my sunfly move a little bit further away. Just like plop up on a little stool. And well the 24 hits.
24 hits, yes.
This will be at +4 with the damage. So 9.
Nice.
This is force damage. Psychic damage. Psychic damage? Psychic damage.
Cool. I don't think it has anything against psychic damage, so it takes 9. Nicely done.
Alright. That's me.
All right, and my berserker here is just going to keep smacking with his axe. That is going to miss. And she's going to hit. She's going to say, "Get it together, Rodri." His name's Rodri now.
Sure.
21, so 10. Hal.
Oh, I think it's just going to be the tooth wax. Whack. Here we go. 18 to hit.
Miss.
Okay, 4 damage from that. And that's also going to be another 4 damage from that.
Thank God for grave.
And that is Hal's turn.
I think Hal should be before the last of the guards. I think it didn't reorder when we ended +3.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Let all the guards go together. They're like a pack.
It is the retriever's turn, and it is going to disappear.
I mean, it's going to take 20 radiant damage starting its turn there.
Oh yes, it's going to take 20 radiant damage, and then it disappears.
It has to roll a dex save.
It
Before
doesn't
taking the
matter.
damage.
It's gonna. Unfortunately, it's gone, and it does not come back. There's this moment where it just sort of disappears. You guys can roll Milo out of my face. You guys can roll Arcana checks if you would like to figure out what has happened.
Okay. I'll take a peek. See what happened.
Turnip. You think it has done some kind of teleportation or plane shift.
Okay. I'll relate to the group that it probably went. It probably went somewhere else, not here.
There's sort of this moment as the guards are kind of like standing there waiting for it to come back, and it doesn't come back. And she says, "Rodri, you stay here. We'll go report to Marvella. She's gonna be so pissed." And the two of them are going to head off upstairs. And Rodri is going to say, "Everyone, the threat seems to be over. Please, we'll just get everyone to calm down. Please take your seats, take a deep breath. We'll get things sorted out. We'll get things back going again here." And he sort of like snaps at the bartender, and the bartender sort of starts, pouring drinks and getting, food going again, and just trying to basically calm people down.
I want to drop my spells
Okay.
as soon as the spider's gone.
Sure. The spider goes, and so does the cute little sunfly and the blobby spirit.
Just not to arouse suspicion. I will get up from underneath the table in my cower, dust myself off, and just sort of nod to Hell, give him a pat on the shoulder, and sit back down.
Also in
Okay.
the process of refilling his plate with canapes.
I'll take one from his bowl or whatever container he has it in.
Thalia makes a beeline for the bar, gets 2 martinis, downs one, puts it back, and then turns around and walks over to them with the other in hand.
Actually,
And
I've
just kind
probably
of
been
looks at them
drinking this
appraisingly.
whole time, right?
Up to you.
I probably would have been lubricating. My teeth are floating. I need to I need to go see about an outhouse.
Okay.
Okay, Thalia goes up
Just
to
gonna
Hal
excuse
then.
myself real quick.
He's an interesting one. Lord, didn't catch his name.
I was confused being addressed by anybody here since he's just a bodyguard. So he kind of like looks to the left, looks to the right, mouthful of food, goes, are you talking to me?
I am indeed. You seem to be the only person that actually stayed and fought those things. So, yes,
I mean,
I
why
am.
would I pass up the opportunity to fight a big metal spider? And he shoves another canapé in his mouth.
I can think of 1,000 people who wouldn't. Curious.
Cowards, all of them, I bet.
You get a genuine laugh out of that. You've heard her probably heard her in the periphery like socially laughing with people. So you've heard like her fake social laugh, and that's the first like genuine laugh you get from her this evening. Interesting. And your lord, what's his name?
O'Shaughnessy. Lord O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy. Can I make a history check
Sure.
on that one? Let's see.
Never heard of him.
No. Interesting. New money, perhaps.
We're new to Baldur's Gate. I'm not privy really to his business dealings, but I believe he's some sort of mercantile business.
You're his bodyguard. You go with him everywhere, aside from the outhouse, apparently, and you don't really know what he does. Interesting.
A good bodyguard does not listen to his patrons' business dealings.
I've met so many bad bodyguards, then. Fascinating. Okay, she
I
just
hit the
kind of.
creatures that need hitting.
I mean, fair. You do you. I'm not gonna stop you for doing what you enjoy. She just kind of like studies him demolishing the buffet table while she's like sipping her second margarita.
I mean, I will say we're probably like having this conversation, so he slowed down on the eating, but as that sentence sort of like trails off, he just slowly brings another cannoli to his mouth and takes a bite.
Yes. See, most bodyguards I would have known, they would get their lord out of a situation like that. She gestures around to the probably mostly empty room now. Most people
Yeah.
hint of a fight they've pissed off, and yet you didn't. He doesn't want you to do that. That's curious.
Increases our reputation in the city, opens up more trading opportunities if we have a name for ourselves. We stand up for those who can't
I
defend
see.
themselves. And honestly, if things had gotten bad, I'm sure he would have been able to find the door on his own.
Yes, he did seem capable, even if he was hiding. Interesting. Okay.
It was one spider.
And the others, she gestures to the security, and they were able to do basically nothing to it. That
Oh,
could have been
nonsense.
quite a
They
threat.
managed to get hit by it a few times. Saved me getting hit by it a few times.
True. Interesting.
Although I will admit, I'd hoped we'd be able to stop the creature, so I could have gotten some sort of, I don't know, casino credits. That would have been nice.
Interesting. You really are only in this for the trophies.
I
We
mean,
aren't all that different.
trophies I could do without, but the glory is what I'm in it for. Imagine my reputation if I defeated that thing here. In front of all these people, and he gestures at like the empty room.
In front
Yeah,
of
okay.
all
It's
the...
not the usual crowd I attract, but
You attract a crowd, then. Should I have heard of you?
well, it depends. If you frequent the arena, I occasionally go there. Again, another attempt to increase our renown in the city is the House O'Shaughnessy.
I can't say I've spent a lot of time there. Not really my kind of performance.
Oh, that's a shame. You seemed handy with that crossbow. I bet you could make some of a name for yourself there.
Not really the kind of crowd that I want baying for me, but I'll take it under advisement.
No, I think you misunderstand. It's a stepping stone. You go there, you make a name for yourself, and all of a sudden people recognize you everywhere. It's amazing how your name travels.
Indeed it is.
Okay, so while you guys are learning a little bit about each other, Turnip, you have stepped away. Did you have an ulterior motive for leaving, or was it just to give them a chance to chat?
No, I want to go take a piss.
Okay. So
I'll
when
probably
you
go find. I'll probably go find Marvella afterwards, since that was. I mean, Chris pretty much got what I was trying to do. I mean, on the money. I was setting him in there. It's just to, get in nice and smooth with the with Marvella and everybody, and all them.
Okay, yeah.
Makes for
So
makes for good PR.
absolutely does. Yes. And when you are coming back from taking a piss, you you do see Marvella. She is uh, uh, She's one of those people who never seems to run or look hurried, but her strides are a bit longer. And she sort of seems startled to see you. And she says, "Oh, Aloysius, you're still here."
Oh, Marvella, Marvella, are you unharmed, my dear?
I am. Are you? I know some of the guards were harmed. You seem to be all right, though?
Yeah, I am in perfectly good, and I am good in spirit and physical health. I managed to duck behind one of the card tables before the thing ravaged my body.
Oh, excellent. I'm so pleased to hear that. We're,
I I hope I hope it's not too much of of an intrusion, but I had dear Al help out your security guard fight off the large metal creature.
yes, I heard he was quite instrumental in helping drive it away. I shall have to thank him. It was very kind of you to permit him to assist.
Oh, think nothing of it. We are but friends,
Oh, you are
Mistress.
too kind. Too kind. Thank you. Um, uh, I'm have to say I'm quite at a loss. I don't know why that creature broke in and it stole such an odd item. I'm at a bit of my wit's end, to be honest.
We, what's his name? Tavalin,
You talking about the
the
Timon, the
bookish Timon. There
auctioneer?
you go. Did it? He's the one who told us that Candlekeep may have been the Candlekeep item may have been procured through nefarious means,
Yes.
implied at least.
Yes.
Well, dear Timon deigned to inform my group yesterday when we was looking at the louts that that particular item, well, perhaps may have been procured through not exactly the most nicest, not exactly of inheritance, if you understand what I'm saying. Perhaps forcefully taken from its owners.
Yes, I'm afraid that we haven't been able to secure the provenance for a few of the items in our list.
Yes,
Um,
entirely possible the original owners once take Sabaxius.
it's possible, but if they could have contacted us directly, and we would have been more than happy to return it to the original owner if that were the case.
Uh, Perhaps they thought you would try to fleece them in terms of prize.
I like to think that my reputation is better than that, but it could be, I suppose.
I know it is, Miss Marvella. However, you know how these out of towners can be.
That's true, Aloysius.
Savages, really.
Indeed. Indeed.
How unfortunate they even know how to read.
Yes. I don't know why we bothered to teach them.
Mm.
Uh, well,
Where are you headed off to?
I am headed to check on the other artifacts to make sure that nothing else was taken or damaged in the fight. Would you care to join me?
Yes, of course. I shall call I shall call Al with me as well, just in
Uh,
case.
certainly.
Yeah.
And the two of you sort of step through here, and
Back
this
into
is where
the
you
main
see the
showroom.
two. Yeah, back into the main showroom where you see Al and speaking to Thalia, this the new woman who assisted in the combat.
Oh, Al, be a dear and accompany me and Mistress Tusgren to the
I'll
back.
just puts the plate back down on the table and flips his visor down. Yes, sir. Out of
Um,
character, Duskrin is a drow, right?
that's correct. Yes.
Mm. I mean, do we think she was the one who summoned the spider in order to keep the crate?
I
Or
didn't say well when
you
I
didn't,
described it.
but
I didn't say
I was just
drow
going
because
off what we heard about it.
yeah,
This
because
is all out of character. Hal's not smart enough to
Turnip
put this together.
doesn't know what a drow is. Well, he knows now because of what because of Duskrin, but he does not. Other than her, he does not know what a drow is. Aside from a an elf with charcoal skin.
But regardless, I go join Turnip and Miss Duskrin. I guess let's go. Are we touring the lot or are we continuing this auction? What's going on?
So Marvella says, we are just going to check on the other items to make sure nothing else is damaged or in danger. And she turns and she looks at Thalia and she says, you also, I understand, were instrumental in helping drive away that creature. Would you care to join us as well, Miss? I'm sorry I didn't catch her name.
Nocturne, Thalia Nocturne, at your service. Yes, I'd be interested to investigate this further.
Miss
Um,
Nocturne, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Please follow me.
I shall.
And
Thalia,
you guys.
you get the impression Thalia would have followed even if she wasn't invited. Like she was
So
coming
this was
too.
convenient.
Yes.
You guys get the impression that Marvella is doing a little bit of damage control here, and you guys obviously were very helpful, and she, is concerned about another one of these creatures showing up, and she wants you guys around her. And so she takes you, and again, I don't have a picture for this, but she takes you up the stairs into the chamber where the spider stole the items, where you guys had looked at all the items the day before. Once again, this place is um, it's sort of set up a little bit more for the auction now. So the alarms are being taken down, or you see the alarms being put back on the items on their stands. The alarms had been taken down and all the protections had been taken down so that they could be brought out for the auction. So it seems like whoever did this knew what they were doing and had planned this attack. And I think this is where we're going to take our break because it is half past. So we will take a break here for 10 minutes and we will come back and we will continue on with taking a look around the auction room when we return.
Okay.
Okay.
It's an
See you in
inside
10.
job.
Probably.
Okay, and we are back. And right now, you guys are just heading up the stairs, guided by the owner of this establishment, Marvella, the drow woman who has been friendly. I won't say a friend, but friendly towards you. She's asked the group of you to accompany her as she goes and inspects the damage in the auction room. And as I told you earlier, I don't have a picture of the auction room. It's basically just a big empty room with uh, various items scattered around it. And when you guys get up there, there are people recasting some of the spells that were cast previously to prevent items from being stolen. They had been taken down for the auction for the purposes of bringing items out to show to the crowds to remind them of what they're looking at. And it seems as though that was the time when the creature struck and was able to get away with the auction lot, which was the mystery box from Candlekeep. Um, you guys have talked about the possibility of this maybe being an inside job, possibly even Marvella herself, being as she is a drow, and it seems as though these creatures are created by the drow. There is also, I'm just going to remind you of this just because we've got a lot going on. There is one of the NPCs is Zalara of Candlekeep. So what her ties are, you don't know. You had talked about her potentially being interested in the box when you first noticed her, but it's been like a session since she's been talked about. So I just want to remind you that she exists. But she's not here at the moment. Um, Basically, up in this room right now, there are none of the other attendees of the auction. It is simply Marvella, yourselves, and some guards and some mages who are, and obviously the auctioneer. And things are much more panicked upstairs. While things are starting to calm down downstairs, the food and the drink is back to being handed out, served around to what few people remain. Um, uh, Al, before you left your I don't want to say date, but the woman you were sitting next to, Lady Tarm, she has been revived and she's got another glass of wine in her hand and she seems to be coming round. So there are still a few attendees there and they're kind of being pampered and catered to, and things seem to be kind of almost not quite back to normal downstairs, but chairs are being set back up and that's kind of happening. But upstairs is a little bit of a different story. This is where people aren't pretending that everything is okay. You see lots of concerned looks on faces. You do notice that there are injured people. Um, there's blood on the floor. In fact, there is a big pool of blood on the floor next to where the box from Candlekeep was being kept. And once you get up there with Marvella, she sort of surveys the area and shakes her head and puts her fingers to her brow and sort of says, I can't believe this happened. I thought we took every precaution possible. And I don't know who the hell brought that thing. And she sort of shakes her head and then sort of takes a deep breath. And it's the first time you've really seen a crack in this woman's armor. And she sort of settles herself back down and she says, well, let's go take a look at these things, shall we? And she heads straight on over towards the display where the box was kept. Do you guys go with her?
Yes, two things. When she has the crack in her armor, I would like to try to insight her and see if she's acting.
Sure,
Yes,
Uh,
I'd
yes,
be interested
please.
in that
Go
too.
ahead. Let's have everyone roll me an insight.
Okay. Ooh.
Guys, come on, you're supposed to roll higher than Hal. Bad at this. He's just doing it because.
Don't
Hal's
have
having a
even
good night
insight, I'm
tonight.
afraid.
Yeah. Hal, you when she sort of cracks for that moment, you see almost despair in her eyes. You don't think that she's acting.
She
There's
decided
definitely
not to
more
get the
here.
insurance for the auction. Big mistake.
Well, how do you ensure items that are not necessarily legal?
Oh, come on. There's people out there who will do it. The other thing I wanted to know was Zalara of Candlekeep. What race is she? They?
She is a human.
Okay.
Hmm.
I just
And
wasn't here for the introduction for the NPCs, so I'm trying to
Yes,
piece things
yeah.
together.
sure. And
Yeah,
was
so Zalara
she?
Candlekeep,
Oh,
she's sort of dressed as a scholar. She wears robes that have the sigil of Candlekeep on it, so she's not trying to hide the fact that she is from Candlekeep. Um, and she's been fairly quiet. She wasn't anyone that the party interacted with. She was just one of the introductions.
And
hmm.
she
And
also skedaddled as soon as the spider showed up, or she sort of hid.
She hid. She is still downstairs.
Okay. Let's go
Um,
see these items, I guess.
all right. So Hal, you didn't really have much of an introduction to this place either. So the way that this room is set up, it was sort of set up as a display room as well as a storage room, with the idea that with people could arrange a time to walk through with Marvella and see, or with the auctioneer and see some of the items, so they could get a closer look at them before they decided on what they wanted to bid on, or just to verify that the items were indeed what they were supposed to be. In fact, I think the reason that you had some spell slots missing was you had a detect magic spell up to kind of get a vibe for the place and the items to make sure that they were actually magical.
Okay.
What you had determined was that the cases had like alarm spells around them. They also had some magical triggers for traps, as well as some mechanical triggers for traps. So it really seemed like they were doing their best to protect these items. The items themselves seemed to make sense as advertised with what they were, with the magical auras that you were seeing. And so Marvella walks over towards the area where the box from Candlekeep was kept, and it was just kept on a simple lowish pedestal. The box, I think I had sort of described as not super big. It's not the size of a crate or anything like that. Um, it was it was sealed, and there was a very faintly audible hum that was coming from the box. You guys had sort of stopped and taken a look at it before. Now, obviously, the pedestal stands empty and the spells and traps are no longer active. At the foot of the pedestal is uh, quite a lot of blood.
Looking at the blood, does it look like the amount that somebody would lose if they were to die, or is there a possibility they're still alive and kicking?
It's a lot of blood. You suspect whoever lost that blood is no longer with us.
I think Hal says a quiet prayer to himself.
Marvella sort of like stands to one side of the blood, and she looks at the casing, and she's kind of examining it, seeing, and she's like, I don't know why I'm looking at this. We know what took it. It was that creature.
is everything else accounted for?
Oh, that's a good question. And she sort of looks around the room and she says, I don't see anything else missing.
Can I suggest you get your people to do a stock check on everything? Make sure that there's not
Yes, that's
anything else that's been switched out or taken while in the chaos.
uh, that's a that's a very good idea. And she heads on over to one of the other people and she says, Go around and see what's missing, see if there's anything else that's been taken. Have a look in the back room as well."
The case
And
that the box was in, sorry, does it look like it's been smashed or opened, or like how was it interacted with?
it looks like it was opened.
Hal doesn't know anything about these spiders, so he doesn't know if that's something it can do, but he'll
Hmm.
point it out, be like, it appears they took the intricate way to get to the case.
Hmm. Was Yeah, did it open it, or was it already open when it arrived?
One of the staff who is there with you says
Hmm.
it was already open. Tara, and she sort of gestures at the blood on the floor, uh, had gone through and opened it. We were getting everything ready for the auction. We had to switch up the order of the items because there was a problem with one of the displays, so we were going to do the box next.
What
Why
was the
jump to
problem
the
with the
box? Wasn't
display?
that lot 20? Why
It
not
was.
jump to the next item on the list? The shackles.
That was just the one that the auctioneer had said to use. I don't know why.
What was the
Hal's gonna
problem with
cast
the
his eye around the
display?
room. Is the auctioneer around?
He is, yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Thalia, you had a question as well?
What was the problem with the display you mentioned?
The first lot, the feather, we couldn't open the case. There was a problem with uh, the spell wouldn't untrigger. I'm not really a magical person. They couldn't get it open, and so they were going to start with the box, but then they managed to get the feather open, and so they went with the feather instead. That's why we were late.
Interesting. Could that have been tampered with, perhaps? But curious that he went with the one that they wanted to steal, or they chose to steal.
Is one of the mages nearby?
Yeah.
Hal's gonna walk up to him and be like, "What spells did you use to secure the cases?"
The mage kind of like looks at you and is just kind of like, "Who the hell are you?" And he
Security.
starts to stick his nose up in the air, and then Marvella gives him a look and says, "Answer him." And he immediately sort of almost cowers before her, and he says to you, "We use the alarm spell, of course, and we used um, a glyph of warding along with a um, evocation spell to cause like a fairy fire type effect to appear around the person who opened the case with when they triggered the glyph, so that we could track them. Um, and also there's a poison dart on the casing itself to slow them down.
I'll turn back to Marvella. Um, is who was in charge of opening the cases?
Well, the mages, and she points to this mage and another one, were the ones that were responsible for taking down the spells, and um, and then our lead runner here was the one who was responsible for opening each case and handing them to the other runners.
So, which stage of opening the case did you have difficulty with for the quill?
The key wouldn't fit to open the case, so the glyphs came down fine, but the key wouldn't open.
I don't know anything about magic. Is it possible to magically lock a case so even if you had the correct key, it wouldn't open?
I suppose so. And the mage says, "Yeah, I could do it.
Is it
You could
possible
also
somebody
switch
had
out the
done that
lock."
to it?
He takes a look at the casing. Nice roll, Mr. Wizard. And he says, I didn't notice any change in the spell. Any changes in spells. I didn't notice any magic on it when I was taking down the others. I suspect either the lock was changed or the key was changed."
I just kind of like looks at Marvella with one raised eyebrow, like that's concerning.
She looks back at you with a raised eyebrow and says, "That is concerning."
Who would have been able to do that? Who would have
It's
had
not an easy
access?
feat to just change a lock, is it?
No. A key would be easier to change, I guess. Like slip a different key into the person's pocket.
Now, you did eventually get the lock open. Did it require a different key?
Um, and she says, Rim, come here." And the head runner comes over. This is the guy who was in charge of basically opening all the cases. Actually, she'll tell you. This is Rimzok Onagu. He was the one who was responsible for making sure that all of the items came out, handing them to each of the runners, putting them on the cushions, making sure that everything was running smoothly here. Rim, how did you get it open? And he says he's a human male. Um, Not much to him. He's a little tiny skinny guy, fairly short. And he says, my key wasn't working in the lock. And he holds up, he's got like a key, and he says, it wasn't working in the lock. I tried, and it seemed to be sticking. We had a problem. I let the auctioneer know, and then I opened the case at the back there and went back to try and fiddle with the one up at the front here, and that's when I got it open, and we ended up going with the feather initially, but I just left the case open at the back because I was, we were running late and I was running around like crazy. My key just worked all of a sudden.
I think through the mental link with Turnip, Halch goes, I really wish Eva was here because I don't know anything about locks.
Who? I shall not accuse anyone. However, I'll say this out loud. But perhaps we should be, or rather, Marvella, you may find it wanting to start investigating people who are close to said lots physically. I'd hate to throw Timon underneath the wagon. However, he is one to oversee everything as well.
Oh, that is very true.
This caper is very obviously an affront to your reputation. Almost a
Oh,
taunt, really.
She looks furious, and she says, "Oh, believe me, whoever did this is going to pay. Hell hath no fury like a drow scorned."
Indeed. Question for
Can
the
we-
runner. Sorry, question for the runner. When you walked away to handle the other case, did you take your key with you? Did you leave it at the at the case?
He says, "I took that key off." He holds up a ring of keys and says, "These are all the keys for each of the cases. Each case has a separate key. I took the key off and I gave it to Sappho," and he sort of nods at a female elf, and she was the one who was trying to get the case open. She wasn't successful, and then I came back. She handed the key to me, and that's when I was able to get it open.
I'm gonna look very carefully at Sappho's reaction to this. Just like, is she betraying anything in her mannerisms?
Sure, insight check.
Damn it! I wish I was evil right now.
She's sort of like she's nodding along with what Rimzok is saying. She doesn't seem to be disagreeing. So you do kind of get the idea that she's. It doesn't seem like she's hiding anything. She's kind of going like, "Yeah, that's what happened. Yes, yes." She says, I don't know. It was so strange. I was trying to turn the key and it just wouldn't. And, I don't know if it was stuck and we just managed to get the right angle eventually or what happened.
May I see the key? I mean, the case is unlocked at this point, so may I see the key and attempt the lock myself?
Of course. Sorry, that wouldn't be that would be the head runner, which is Rim. Rim says, "Yeah, certainly," and he hands you the whole thing of keys.
He'll
Uh,
just hold it up. I'm sorry. I don't have all day. Which one of these keys is it?
he says, "Oh, sorry, they're numbered. You see, each one is numbered to go with the box that they're in. So number one is the feather,
What does
the
number
quill.
7 look like? Could the numbers be misinterpreted?
No, they're written pretty clearly. It's small. They're sort of like just I guess it's probably scratched into the key. Um, they're small, but it's pretty legible. You don't see how that would be confused.
Okay, just wanted to make sure it wasn't something simple like that. I will take number 1, put it in the lock, and whilst I'm trying to turn it and see what happens, I'm also going to use my last channel divinity for the day.
Cool. Okay. You it turns in the lock like butter, for starters, this key. Like it's not sticking. There's no hint of it sticking. It's beautiful and smooth. It's a high quality lock. Eva had a look at them and was impressed by the quality of the locks when you guys were here before. And this thing it's so smooth. It just snick and it's open. In terms of your channel divinity, you do sense something. The woman, Sappho, who is the runner who was the one who was finally who was trying to open the lock and couldn't, um, she is, she has some divineness going on to her, celestialness.
Oh, that is not what I suspected. I'm really not liking how convoluted this is getting. Geez, yeah. Hal will send a message to Turnip that Sappho appears to be divine in nature. This may be some sort of war between heaven and hell, and we're stuck in the middle.
Well, whatever the case, Monvella, I turn to her. Just know that you have the aid of the O'Shaughnessy family behind you. We shall, we will assist you in getting to the bottom of this.
I
Um,
really cannot thank you enough. The O'Shaughnessy's have proven themselves to be a good friend to Halfling's Luck, and I hope I can return the favor in some way.
Well, free drinks would be free drinks would be nice.
That is the least I can do, my friend.
Wonderful,
I
wonderful.
I do have a question about earlier today. Did other people come round and have a look at the exhibits before they were presented?
Yes, we've had several people come and look at the exhibits, not just today, but over the last week or so. Are you
Okay.
specifically asking about who came today?
Well, not just today, but yeah, over the last week, did anyone pay a lot of attention to the box? Or did anyone deliberately not pay attention to the box?
She has a good think. And she says, honestly, I don't remember anyone paying specific attention. And she calls over the auctioneer to answer that question as well, as he's been the one showing people around for the most part, Timon. And she says, Timon, do you recall? And he is also going to roll some dice here. Ah,
Mm.
he does. Uh, he says, well, um, and he sort of looks at, he says, Mr. O'Shaughnessy here was interested in the box. That was one of the specific items that he looked at.
I nod in agreement.
Also, We had Zilara from Candlekeep here, and she made note of the box. Um, Devrit Gravarki, his representative came and looked at most of the items, but was particularly interested in the box. And as well as Krun, the one with the fingers, you know.
You mean without the fingers?
Oh yes, I suppose without the fingers. I meant with the silver fingers, but yes, he's the one. He was interested.
Interesting.
Who's been in? Is this the only set of keys for all of these locks, and who's been in possession of?
These are the only set of key. Well, we have Marvella has a set of keys, of course, and Timon has been in charge of the rest of the keys. That we only have the two sets. We thought it was best to have two just in case. Timon's been keeping one set, I've been keeping the other, and then Timon handed them over to Rim when it was time for the auction.
And you've got your set of keys on you, Miss Marvella?
She says, I do. And she puts her hand to her waist and she pulls out a set of keys. It looks like she pulls it out from a bag, but you didn't see the bag. And she
Just
says,
want to
I
make
think
sure she did
anyone.
have it.
Yeah, and she says, I think someone would have a very hard time picking this particular pocket. And she puts it back. And again, she kind of like opens it like she's opening a bag, but you don't see anything there. And she drops the keys in and they disappear.
Well, I'm not quite sure how we'll hand the keys back to the runner. I guess I'm not quite sure how, but I suspect somebody swapped one of the keys on you, and that's what caused it to stick. There's no malfunction with the lock itself.
Rim says, I think you're probably right, but I don't know how. I never let them out of my sight until I handed them to Sappho.
But it malfunctioned before you handed it to Salfro, so it would have had to have been swapped between the time you received them and you were given them. And I just kind of like look at the auctioneer.
The auctioneer started nodding along and he says, yes, that makes the most sense. He doesn't seem to pick up on what you're putting down.
Totally fine. Have we taken stock of the rest of the goods? Everything's still here?
Everything else is still here, including all the stuff in the back room, he says to Marbella. And she sort of says, well, that's a relief, I suppose. We're only missing the one. Of course, it did have to happen in the most public way possible.
Well, perhaps you can still recover your losses with the rest of the auction.
Huh, but my reputation, can I recover that?
Well, none of your nobility was injured, so I suspect your reputation will take only a small hit.
But I've lost an item. I hope it only takes a small hit. I don't know if I can afford to lose all of my clients, but we shall prevail.
No, provided there aren't any more candle keep items on the lot, then I suppose we should be fine.
She says, no, that's the only one.
Then perhaps then we then shit. What was I gonna say? We should be grateful that, or rather, we should. God, what the fuck was I gonna say? I had
You're having
something
a me
smooth.
moment.
I had something smooth lined up. I'm just gonna reassure.
Okay.
Reassure Marvella. Perhaps this is the only one.
So
Hopefully, this will be the only one.
Just to confirm the timeline of events, the lead runner gave the keys to the other runner who tried to open the case and couldn't. Is that correct?
So the lead runner tried to open the case, could not.
Right.
Took his keys over to open, let the auctioneer know. The
Yeah.
auctioneer said, "Let's start with the Candlekeep box."
Right.
The lead runner handed the one key over to the other runner so that the other runner could try the key. Lead runner went and opened up the Candlekeep box with the rest of his keys. Attack happened. Or I guess then he went and they managed to open the other key, the feather, and then the attack happened.
Okay. And so the lead runner still has the set of keys on them now?
Well, they've been handed back and forth at a million times at this point. I think Hal had them, and they've now gone back to the lead runner.
I want to try something that may be stupid. She goes to the lead runner, and she is going to cast a spell. I am going to let's see if I can work out how to cast this. That button? There we go. I see. I understand. Okay. She is going to cast Suggestion,
Cool.
targeting the lead runner.
Okay.
And basically say, show me which key you used to open the you tried to open the feather case with.
He smiles at you and says, yes, of course. And he pulls up key number 2.
Which you tried in case number 1?
He looks at it confused and says, I tried number 1 in number 1. And he's kind of like shaking his head like I don't understand.
So either you were compelled to use a different key, or the keys. So 3 possibilities. You were compelled to use a different key. The key was illusionarily changed. God, I can't say words today. Or you used the wrong key on purpose. Which could it be?
I didn't use the wrong key on purpose. I wanted to get the quill out. We had an auction to run.
How have the rest of the room reacted to this?
Give me an insight check. Everyone give me
Okay.
insight checks. Missing Eva still?
Yeah, +1 insight. Not amazing.
All right. So Thalia and Turnip, everyone that's there. So there's the 2 runners, there's Marvella, there's the auctioneer, are the 4 people who are kind of standing around this area at this point in time, in addition to yourselves. Turnip and Thalia, to your eyes, everyone looks sort of like mostly confused, honestly. Maybe a bit surprised, but mostly it's confused. Like, what the hell is going on here? Hal, you happen to glance over at the second runner, Sappho, the one who had the celestial glow to her. And she looks very briefly annoyed before looking oh so confused.
I'll share that telepathically with Turnip. I think the second runner might be the problem.
I will relay that to Marvella very quietly. Sort of pretending what Hal saw was what I saw.
Okay.
Just whisper it into her ear. Perhaps we should investigate that other runner, Saffro. She gave me. It was quick. It was quite fast, but she had a look of annoyance before she acted annoyed, like confused, like the rest of us.
She gives you like a nod to indicate that she has heard, and she says, "Right. Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to speak to everyone one-on-one in my office. Saffro, we'll start with you. Follow me." And she strides out of the room, and she says, "You three can come with me," indicating Hal, Turnip, and Thalia.
Okay.
Give her a little nod, curtsy.
Sapphire's kind of like, "Why me?" And she says, "Because you were the closest to me. Let's go." Sapphire's just sort of like, looks a bit taken aback, but follows you and follows her. And you guys go to Marvella's office. This is a place that is a little more drow than anywhere else in the place. It's still not, it's not full on drow by any means. There is a small spider statue in one of the corners, like on a shelf. It's not exactly a shrine to Lolth, but it is sort of a nod in that direction. But the one thing that you do notice about the room is that it is extremely lavish and plush. It's got sort of a really beautiful carved desk at the center. There are some really beautiful, comfortable chairs. It's it's drow. It's a little bit over the top. It's very comfortable. It makes sense for like a casino owner as well. It's not, as I said, it's not all like purple and spiders everywhere. But there's definitely some drow influence to the place. And she sits behind the desk and she indicates for the rest of you to sit. And she sort of says, "Right, Sofra, let's go through this from the very beginning. Tell me exactly what happened in your own words." And Sappho sort of says, "Well, I had the cushion ready to take. I was, getting all the cushions and things ready to take out the items, and I was standing ready to be handed the quill by Rim, and Rim couldn't get the case open. He sent me downstairs to let Timon know that we were struggling with the case. I went downstairs, told Timon. Timon came up. He tried the case as well, I believe. And then they handed me they took the key off the ring, handed me the key to keep working at it, while the two of them went over and opened the one for the Candlekeep. Then Timon went back downstairs, made an announcement that we were about to start, came back upstairs to let us know we were good to go, and I handed the key back to Rim. He had already at this point opened the Candlekeep box. He was going to go open the next one, and he just gave this a last try, and that's when it opened, and we were able to start with the quill as expected. I don't know what else to tell you. It's the same story. And Marvella just sort of like raises an eyebrow and then sort of looks at Aloysius and says, "What do you think, Aloysius?"
In that brief moment, I will say, in my mind, I'll say, "What do you think, Al? Al?" Chris?
Al?
Sorry, I was muted. I think Hal's standing at like the near the doorway to the room, so he's probably got Sapphire's back to him. And he is going to cast Detect Magic just to see if there's any magic going on here.
Interesting. Okay. Currently, there is no magic on there's no magic on Saffron. Saffron. Saffro. um, there is some magic coming from Marvella. She's wearing a sapphire pendant, and the sapphire is glowing with some magic. It looks to be the school abjuration enchantment. Sorry. And there is also some magic coming from that spider that is on her shelf, but nothing from Sappho.
I think
And
through the mental link, then he'll just let you know Sapphire doesn't have any magic items concealing anything on her. But she definitely seemed irritated by us digging into things. I think there's more going on here than she's leading us to believe.
I'll relay
um,
that.
Thalia, do you have any magic items that would have been
Um,
kicked in?
probably the shoes that she's wearing would show up as magical, I imagine.
Okay. Cool. So Hal, you would notice that too. Not something that probably matters in terms of story, but just
No.
something that
For you guys.
maybe Hal might pick up on and notice.
Yeah.
And Turnip, you said you passed that along to Marvella.
Yeah, she's enough to. Marvel, I do not mean to be the sole point of influence to you, as we have only been acquainted for a short amount of time. However, Sappho seems to be quite suspicious. I would definitely keep an eye on her, if nothing else.
She sort of nods and says, "I agree." Do you have any further questions for her, or should I let her go?
Hmm.
We search her person for keys through mental link through to Turnip. Like, should we search her for any keys? Perhaps she swapped the key.
That might be actually a good idea. Marvel, perhaps it'd be prudent for her to produce her own set of her set of keys to make sure that she is indeed telling the truth, and to ensure she has not possibly swapped them out.
So she shouldn't have any keys on her person at this point in time because she's given the
Got
keys to um, the back to the head runner. But
okay. I'm
Marvella
searching
says
for
that
keys just in case if she is indeed in on this dastardly plot.
I agree. Will you subject yourself to a search just so that we can be sure you don't have any keys on you? And Sappho says, "Yes, I suppose." And she says, "Do you want me just to turn out my pockets, or do you wish to have someone pat me down?" She looks a little offended. And Marvella says, "We'll pat you down." Thalia, would you like to do it, or would you like Marvella to do it?
It's not going to be great coming from me. Probably an investigation, I imagine, and that's
Yes.
not a skill of mine.
Okay. So Marvella's going to do it. She has a +2 to, sorry, a +3 to her intelligence.
Oh.
So she pats her down and she says, "I don't find any keys on you. Thank you for that, Sappho."
So a question about the happenings earlier. Why was the Candlekeep box chosen next? Why did we go from lot 1 straight to lot 20?
I suppose you'll have to ask the auctioneer that. He was the one who told us to open that one next.
Interesting.
Is that not a decision that should have been made by Miss Marvello?
Um, Marvella sort of steps in there and says, "No, not necessarily. He is in charge of the auction. It would be up to him, Timon, to decide what order to do things in. He's the one who put this all together. I'm certainly management, but I'm no expert on auctions, and so I have been trusting his judgment."
Out of interest, at what point were you made aware of the troubles with the auction?
When they determined to open to change the order of the items, that's when I was made aware. Timon came and spoke with me.
I wonder if I should do this again. I think I probably should. I'm going to turn to Safra, and I'm going to try suggestion again.
Okay.
Casting again at 2nd level. And the variable components will be why did you give the lead, or explain why you gave the lead runner the wrong key. She gets a wisdom save.
Yes, she does. Do you know if she succeeds or fails?
Um, I imagine I would know if it succeeded, so I would think so.
I mean, it doesn't specify that. It just says that they do it. Let me just, I just want to look this up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I want to know for sure.
You do have to say course. It's a course of activity
Yeah.
or actions.
Yeah, course of action is
answer me this.
explain. Yeah, is explain to me this.
Sure would be nice to have Cora here for this investigation.
Well, having Eva here would have been hella good.
Speaking of, Hal will take the moment to attempt to send a message telepathically to probably Eva, saying, "Heads up, Candlekeep box was stolen by a big metal spider."
Are we in range?
Awesome.
I don't know if it's in range, but he tries.
We're gonna have to deal with that next week. That's gonna be hilarious. As like all this telepathic bond is going on, I'm trying to like take note of it, and it's gonna be popping up in your group chat on their side next week.
What's the range on it?
We've kind of just
It
hand
looks
waved the
like
range. Go on, sorry.
yeah, we might do that just for funsies.
Oh, within a mile.
It looks like she succeeds on her saving throw.
Okay, I sense that it fails. Fair enough.
Yeah. And sorry, what was the question again?
Explain to
Which
me why you gave him the wrong key.
she says, I told you I gave him the key that he gave me, which was
But
he told me was the key for this box.
the key he used to open it was the second, or tried to open it with, was the second key.
To be honest, I didn't look at the number. He just handed me the key and I tried to open it. I was more fixated on the lock than on the key. I see now I should have paid closer attention to the key, but I just didn't think of that at the time.
I don't understand. Okay, I don't think we can get anything more here.
All right. Marvella says, "Thank you. You can go." And then when she's gone, she says, "Do you want to speak with any of the others, or shall I just bring them in here to keep up appearances?"
I would like to speak to the auctioneer and find out why he chose to go for the Candlekeep box next.
Certainly. And she calls
Also,
for Timon.
before you retrieve anybody else, how much do you know of your employees' like personal backgrounds and histories?
I mean, we're not besties, but they've all had, they've all been interviewed by myself. Our newest addition would be Safro. She just started working with us about a week ago.
Did she come on the recommendation of anybody in particular?
No, she just turned up with a resume, which is how most people turn up, and interviewed, did a good job, and we were looking to hire people for the auction. She did a few shifts on the floor so that I could sort of get a feel for her before I trusted her with the magical items, and she seemed solid. This is my first time working with Timon. We haven't done an auction together before, but he's up until this today, he was quite excellent. I was pleased with his work and his organization. He seemed to have a good rapport as well with the people that we were inviting in to look at the items. I thought he was going to be an excellent choice. The others have all been with me anywhere from a year and longer. I tend to retain staff. I pay well. My staff tell me they enjoy working for me.
I'm sorry, you only hired Safra how long ago?
A week. Specifically for the auction. We needed some additional hands.
Hal's just racking his brain, but he probably can't think of it. How long ago were the stars in the sky kind of thing?
Just over a week.
Good to know.
I think 14 days, something like that.
And how long ago when did you source all these items? When did you have the idea to have this auction?
Oh, I've been working on it for quite a while now. Probably 6 months.
And when did you first start, I guess, advertising the auction?
About 3 weeks ago.
Hal's just got his thinking face on, and it looks really screwed up because he doesn't do it a lot.
She says one of the last items that we added was the Candlekeep box. It was a late addition to our number of items, which is why it's last on the list.
How was it acquired?
It was brought to me actually through Timon. He acquired several of the items on the list.
I'm sorry, when was that acquired?
It was the last one. It was about a week ago.
Before or after you hired the new girl?
Before I hired the new girl.
Interesting.
I think Hal is just going to come out and say it. If I'm being honest, I think Timon and the girl are working together. I think you're getting bamboozled from the inside.
I definitely think there's something going on from the inside. I agree with you. And it does look very suspicious on both of them.
Also, I'm not sure if you're aware, but she has some sort of celestial or divine blood in her.
Oh, I didn't ask anyone there. background. It seemed gauche.
It's definitely a faux pas. I probably shouldn't have pried, but we've had run-ins with other undesirables lately.
Fix this, perhaps.
I mean, are celestials undesirables?
That really depends on who you run with.
I suppose.
Marvella, perhaps they see, if it is indeed the work of Celestials, perhaps they see you as a, a roadblock, a means to
To
an
what?
end.
For what? I just own a casino.
I do not know. As I do not know as to why they specifically procured lot number 20. But like I said, I assume it's of Candle. This whole caper was devised of Candlekeep's inhabitants.
Oh God, I hope not. If it's a Candlekeep plot, it'll be extremely convoluted. Those people are insane.
Quiet, and perhaps you may have beef now.
Uh, Again, I can't think why. I've done nothing. I just
Hmm.
keep my casino here. I've never even been to Candlekeep. I've no desire to go to Candlekeep.
Who
Sounds
does?
terrible, to be honest. Place full of books.
Does anybody here know anything of Candlekeep? I am woefully unenlightened on the subject.
That tracks for Hal.
Yeah.
I don't know either. I don't know. It's
I
the
could
furthest from home I've ever gone.
try and make a history check.
Sure.
Can't guarantee it'll be good. It's only a +1, but let's see. No, it's a keep. There's lots of candles apparently.
So
Sounds boring.
Marvella can tell you a little bit about it. She says that Candlekeep is a school slash fortress. It is I guess, library slash fortress is maybe a better way, although there's definitely a lot of study that goes on there. It's also kind of a city. It basically holds the largest library in not just in Faerun, but in Toril. Basically, in order to get into the city, you have to bring a book. And the people there are avid scholars and are very much in favor of storing as much knowledge as possible. They consider themselves to be learned scholars. It's pretty. It's not difficult to enter into. It does work as a city. Although there's not really a proper government. There's also a group of people there called the Avowed, and the Avowed are basically the keepers of Candlekeep. It is their job to protect the knowledge within the library.
And I'm sorry, this was a crate, a sealed crate that was going to be bid on. Did you know what was in the crate?
No, no
Or-
one knew. It
So
was
you
that
just
was
accepted a crate for the auction without knowing whether it was just, I don't know, peanuts?
it. Here's the thing with mystery items. It could have been empty inside. It could have been filled with something worth a lot of money. The fact that it was from Candlekeep and was making this hum added some intrigue. Had I opened it, it would have been my responsibility to share the contents of it so that it could go for a fair price. The mystery of it is what would allow it to maybe procure. Maybe I would be losing out on money. I don't know. But the mystery of it is what would allow the bidding to be more extravagant, and it's a risk, but it's a risk that the people entering into the auction agree to take. if I knew what was in it, I wouldn't be able to auction it as a mystery item. I would have to disclose that.
And through the mental link with Turnip, Hal just says, considering what we've just learned about Candlekeep, I'm concerned that this may be something that the Thayan wizards may be interested in.
Why do they like to read?
Wizards love books. That's all I know about them, but they love books.
Oh, all right. Is that why they wear all them dresses?
I believe it's so they can carry more books.
All right. We going to? Are we headed off to Candlekeep then? Shall we
Really
tell the
rather
ladies?
not. We should question the auctioneer about how he got his hands on this crate, though.
And why he chose
All right.
this next. That's the bit that's suspicious to me.
Feel free to talk.
All right, so the auctioneer is called into the room. He is looking just worried, sad, angry, drained, exhausted. He's a hot mess. His sequin jacket has come off, and he's wearing he's wearing like a silk shirt underneath, and he's got like armpit stains. He's been sweating through his shirt. His rainbow hair is even starting to fade a little bit. He just looks he looks bad. And he comes in, and the door opens, and he comes in apologizing. Lady Marvella, I can't believe such a thing has happened on my watch. This is the first time anything ever like this has happened before. I was so enjoying working with you, and I can't believe that this has happened. And he just sort of like sits down on a chair and says, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This has never happened before. We must find whoever stole this thing. What was that creature? I saw someone die today in a pool of blood on the floor. It was awful. There was so much blood. I didn't know we had that much blood in our bodies. Why do I keep saying blood? And now I'm thinking about it. And now I'm picturing it. I need a glass of water. And he takes a glass of water from her desk and has a big drink and sits it back down and then kind of realizes what he's done. He's like, I'm so sorry. And Marvella sort of says, it's time and calm yourself. We will discuss the outcome of this later, but first of all, let's find out what happened. My associates here have some questions for you.
Yes.
I believe that.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Right. Why did you pivot immediately to lot 20 when lot 1 wouldn't open?
He sort of furrows his brows for a second, and he says, well, we needed to open another box.
And you didn't want to go skip straight to lot 2 after 1?
Sappho suggested I'd go to that one, and I just wasn't thinking, so I just did.
Saphra suggested lot 2. That's interesting because that's not what she told us.
The plot thickens.
It does indeed.
And the
Yes.
porridge thickens.
She suggested that I start working backwards instead. It made sense at the time. I don't know why I listened to her, to be honest. She made so much sense. She's such a lovely girl.
I think I understand why, and I think we need to get back to her.
Perhaps we should call Sappho back in here.
Perhaps we should.
Marvella?
Marvella says, I think that's a good idea. And she goes to the door and she speaks to one of the guards who comes back and says, Sappho's gone.
I turn to
Of
look
course
at
she has.
Marvella. Mm-hmm. Give her
Do
that
you think
little look.
Sappho had something to do with this? She must have. Why? Why would she do that? I've been paying her well.
But not
Suspect somebody
necessarily
else
as
is
well
paying
as
her
whoever
better.
wanted that. Yeah, not necessarily as well as whoever wanted that stolen.
Say, how did you come into possession of that crate?
He says, one of my contacts suggested it. He often finds me unique pieces, and this one. And he sort of looks at Marvella, and he kind of looks at you guys, and then he says, "This one he was having difficulty selling on, and so he suggested it might be something I would be willing to put up for auction."
I mean, I don't really want to ask you your contact's name. It's clearly somebody you've had dealings with before, but
Oh, yes, many times.
and you, sorry, you procured that a few weeks ago, and then you hired Saffra on the week after that.
Within a few days, yes.
I don't know, something seems off.
Hmm.
How did
Yeah.
they know about that crate so quickly?
Who who was your contact? I think
Oh, well, I can't tell you who my contact is, but I will tell you this. My contact is someone who gets items for me that are not always legally obtained.
Yes,
This
get
particular piece was on a ship. It was headed away from Baldur's Gate, away from Candlekeep, and was intercepted and brought to Baldur's Gate
a
by my
certain
contact.
a certain pirate
Bootsy
by any
Bill the
chance?
pirate, wasn't it? Whatever his name was. Dear Timon had deigned to enlighten us on the man.
Um, you sort of see like his face sort of like drop, and he says, "Yes, Gaben Duff, the pirate."
Oh, I was way off. It was not Bootsy Bill. Never mind.
Shit.
Well, I hope you agreed to sell it on commission, because if you paid up front for it, I believe you're out of money.
He says, "Marvella paid up front for it at my suggestion. I'm so sorry again. I don't know what happened."
I think it sounds like, well, obviously we can confirm it sounds like she was the inside person. She switched the keys or like put some kind of charm on the key so that it looked like he used the wrong one, and then used some suggestion or something of that variety to get you to open the case that she wanted. Did
Did
she
you
leave the
did you
room
hand
at
the
any all?
keys?
Hmm, go on.
Sorry, did you hand the keys directly to the first runner, or at any point did you hand them to her first?
I handed them to Rim. Um, Thinking about it, he was going through all the keys, trying to find the right one, and I did see her pointing to the key, saying, "Use that one."
There's the same spell then. She suggested the wrong key. Did
Oh,
she leave the room at any point between this happening and the spider attacking?
Um, yes, she was the one who came and told me what was going on.
Hmm. I'm wondering if she had. She must have had a contact to tell them to start when she was ready.
Whatever the case, Marvella Saffro has gone. Saffro has ran. It's flown with the wind.
Hmm. I should
and
very much like to track her down.
I very much doubt she'll be returning anytime soon.
I also very much doubt that the details she gave you, any of the details, were real.
Marvella says a very unladylike word in the drow language. And says, well, this is being a nightmare. And she looks at Timon and she says, Timon, I recognize that none of this is your fault. If you are open to it, I'm open to continuing working together. I would like to get this auction taken care of at some point and perhaps make some money from this mess. And he sort of says, "Oh, I'm most grateful. I'm most grateful, Marvella. Yes, yes, of course. Perhaps we can set up another auction for a few weeks' time." Do you have any further questions for him?
Nothing I can think of.
No, can't think of anything. I think through the mental link to Turnip, Hal just says we could always extend our services to attempt to track Safra or work as security for the next auction, and in exchange, perhaps you could weasel that pole at Anglin for yourself.
Well, I thought I was just gonna buy it myself, but all right. Well, no, do we want to track her down?
My interest is piqued as to what is going on here, but ultimately, I can honestly say I don't care.
Well, you said she was of divinity. Does that track with them red wizards, the bald headed
I,
ones?
I don't know. I don't think so. They seem to be using the Cambians and such for their own endeavors. But it does. I mean, there are two members of our party who also spark that same divine light.
Yes, I suppose, and they're both quite annoying. All right, what, Marvella? It is getting late. Perhaps we should retire for the evening. And I must say, we will assist. The O'Shaughnessy family will assist how we can. If we come into any sort of information of regarding to Sappho's whereabouts, her, her employers, anything, you shall hear about it. I shall send a runner post haste for
You
succor.
are most kind. Thank you so much. The O'Shaughnessy's have once again proven themselves to be a welcome addition to my new friends.
Yes, and please take care of yourself.
You as well.
You look very, very stressed.
I think I am becoming less so, knowing that I have such a valued ally on my side.
Yeah.
And she sort of gets up and she shakes her hand, Turnip, and then she turns and she shakes her hand too, Hal, and she says, "Thank you for your assistance tonight." It's the first time she's ever addressed you directly.
I think Hal probably like bows to her and says, "The next time you have a big metal spider here, you call me."
I certainly shall. Thank you. And she turns to Thalia and she says, "And uh, your assistance is greatly appreciated as well. Thank you so much."
Most welcome.
And with that, I think you are seen out of her office. And do you guys wish to have any interaction between yourselves before we save game here?
I mean, if when me and Hal are leaving the establishment, let's kind of look around and ask him, "Who the hell was that woman?"
I'm not entirely sure. She approached me while I was at the canapé table. although she was also fighting the big metal spider. She used a crossbow. It was medium effective.
Medium effect. Sorry, I'll mute.
All right. I suppose you found yourself a new friend.
I don't know. She doesn't do the arena fighting or anything, so it's. I don't know.
All right. We should probably check. We should probably check up on the ladies, or at least be there in case they need to get away, spirit themselves away quietly.
I mean, what are the chances of that? They are incredibly effective infiltrators.
I
No
guess we will
foreshadowing.
have to find that out next week.
I call Jarvan. Put us around in that neighborhood.
Very well, sir. And you guys are taken to the neighborhood, and I guess this is where we will save game. And next week we will pick up with the infiltration of of the House of the Red Wizard. So Chris and Chang, you guys will need new characters for next week.
Okay.
If you have any ideas of who you would like that character to be and how you would like them to interact, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, I will provide you with some suggestions next week, or not next week, this weekend. I would prefer that your two characters know each other just to make it easier to combine the two groups. Although if you come up with a good way to sort of integrate yourself, then we can maybe do like sort of you guys don't know each other. But just have a think. I will have a think and I will send some messages and I will put some blank character sheets in game because apparently that has been a bit of an issue creating them. Do you guys want 2024 sheets or 2014 sheets? The 2024 sheets will allow you to use the character builder.
Honestly, I could just freestyle. You just give me whatever. You just give me a stat block and I'll do it. I'll freestyle.
Give me the
Freestyle it.
2014 just because I know that sheet and I don't want to spend a bunch of time learning a new sheet.
Okay. There is a new 2014 sheet. You guys can make one yourself as well, if you so desire. And I will give you a stat block next week, Chang, for you to. Do you have any preferences? Magic,
No.
fighter,
Whatever.
little
Hey,
bit both.
you spin a wheel. I can handle it. Just give me
Okay.
something like just like Pablo. You just give me whatever. I'll work with it.
Okay. Sounds great. I will do that.
Yeah, just shoot whatever ideas you've got for a way to tie in whatever character, and I will create a character around it. Make
Okay,
it
sounds
work.
good. I will be working on this game probably on Monday.
Okay.
So expect some messages there. And if you don't hear from me by like Monday afternoon, shoot me a message because chances are I've typed something out and forgot to like send it because I'm an idiot sometimes.
Sure.
Just give me a
All right.
poke. Alrighty. Have a good night.
Okay.
Good night, afternoon, day.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving,
watching.
everybody, and
Yeah,
we'll see
happy
you next week.
Thanksgiving. See you next
Yep,
week.
we'll be back for tomorrow for
tomorrow.
Call
Tomorrow,
of Cthulhu.
right?
Tomorrow for Call of Cthulhu, starting
Let's
at.
go.
Oh, I'm not gonna tell Chris just in case he watches it.
Final session.
2 more, right? 1 more?
2 more.
2
I
more?
Aren't we at? Isn't this 6?
Was last session
Uh,
5? Oh, this is 6.
No, last session was 4, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I thought last session was 4, but now I'm panicking.
I actually took notes on the photo thing. I actually broke it up into different sessions. Give me a second.
All right, you guys have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, take
See you
care.
next week.
We'll end the stream here as well.
Oh.